My dad says he and his girlfriend of 2 months are a package deal at my mom's funeral. My mom was in the process of divorcing my dad when she died. She was battling an aggressive cancer for a year and a half. 6 months into the ordeal, my dad had a blow up during his birthday, telling her he could not believe she couldn't put on a happy face for just one day. He quickly moved out of the house and rented a place where he took his business trips. My mom was in denial until somebody close to her told her they saw my dad firsthand out and about kissing another woman. She filed for divorce 1 month before her death, and my dad went public with his new girlfriend, who is 27 years old. After she died, my dad came to the house with a family friend and made a huge scene, crying and saying they had a good marriage and family. As the husband of the deceased, most people expected him to plan the funeral. But conversations with him usually turned to preparing the house for sale and dealing with the estate that he expects to get as the husband. He and his girlfriend moved into the house, and finally he said that me and my mom were the event planners in the family. So it would be better in my hands, and he gives me full right to do as I think best. He also said he wants no events at their place because his girlfriend is a germaphobe about where she lives. I ended up doing all the work with my grandma, my aunt, and my mom's best friend. When I sent him the formal notification about when and where we would be holding the memorial, he asked why there wasn't one addressed to his girlfriend, and then showed me screenshots of chats where both he and his girlfriend were criticized. All the people who put love into my mom's funeral think it's inappropriate for the man my mom loved for her whole life to be sitting next to a new girlfriend. In addition, my dad and his girlfriend are nicknamed Couple Club Molly by everybody in our circle under 40 because of how much PDA they show whenever they are out together. He always has her sitting on his lap, making out, keeping their hands at inappropriate places. When I tried to gauge if my dad would consider tapering off the touching and rubbing up against each other, or sharing a seat they've been known to do, he denies remembering one time they've even kissed in public and says that he can't help but think I want to dictate how he grieves, and that you can't expect someone who's been cruelly touch-starved for like 2 years to accept that state of affairs. He says, "Invite both of us, or I assume you're not inviting me." My dad never used to be like this. He used to be very affectionate and gregarious, but now everything that's so charming about him is worse than glib. My main concern is my grandma, who has been suffering heart palpitations since we lost my mom. And the stress of dealing with drama or reminders of my dad cheating is too much for her. Should I leave the ball in my dad's court and let him decide what he wants to do? Or should I bite the bullet and formally invite his girlfriend? I have spent nearly all of my own money on this funeral, and my dad contributed a total of $100. Do not invite his new girlfriend to your mom's funeral. And ban the dad, too. He's a piece of crap, leaving his wife for a girl who's literally 1 year older than his own daughter, and rubbing it in everyone's faces. Both he and his new girlfriend are disgusting human beings. I wouldn't invite her if it were me, and it's your dad's decision if he wants to attend or not. People can form their own opinion about the situation. She isn't a friend or a family member. This is just the beginning of him imposing her on everyone. I'd set the boundaries now. It very much sounds like he wants to play the part of the grieving husband while also showing off a young girlfriend. He's being very immature and selfish. Don't invite her. I'm not sure why she'd even want to be there considering the circumstances. And be prepared to deal with things if he decides to show up with her. You should have some sort of contingency plan for that. Your dad's behavior is horrible. Since your mom already requested the divorce, does your dad still have right to the full inheritance? Sounds like him and that girl are out for the entire estate. I'd be tempted to seek a lawyer's advice on this situation. Look, your dad is vile. Blowing up at his wife with cancer, cheating on her with a girl his daughter's age, moving back in with her into your mother's house, putting everything on you? You're paying for all of this while he waits for the inheritance on a technicality because the woman he betrayed died before she could be free of him? Vile. Accept that and put your foot down. What would your mother want? Forget about the girl. Would she even want your dad there? Does her family? Do you? If you do, and your father can't not bring her to your mother's funeral, tell him to just stay home. Why would you attend the funeral of your wife who was trying to divorce you with your new wife? Who it bears repeating is your age. Wouldn't your grandmother have an easier time not seeing your dad at all? I'm so sorry you're going through this, but I think you're better off not having him there. He hadn't helped 1 inch with the planning and organizing, which you'd think he would have done if he felt contrite. He won't even agree to be respectful at the funeral. I genuinely think inviting him will cause you and those who loved your mother to the end pain. Also, I'm fairly certain that funeral expenses are paid from the estate, so I suggest you look into that. I would also suggest you look into whether he is truly entitled to all of your mother's estate if she had filed for divorce. My condolences and best wishes for you. Your mom's funeral expenses should have come out of her estate. And don't invite the girlfriend or your dad. This. You shouldn't be paying for this. Your dad should, since unless there is a will, he gets all of her assets. Considering her condition, money should have been set aside for this. Nothing like a cheating story to get my blood boiling in the morning. Really, the dad in this video is just something else. I feel sorry for OP. She lost her mom, and her dad, the person she needs the most at this time, is emotionally and physically unavailable. It's a good thing she found support elsewhere. Dear OP, I'm sorry you have to go through this. Please follow the advice on the comments, and if you can, lawyer up and find a way so that he can't get his grubby paws on your mom's property. I doubt he'll expect a fight from you, but his actions are totally disrespectful. I'd make it as difficult for him as possible. That's it for today's video. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again. Bye!